the slaughterhouse.
Attention, maggots. Okay, at ease. And listen up. Real good. Cobra and the cons are striking at us from all sides. Harder than they've ever done before. But they're gonna think twice after I whip you new recruits into shape. And I mean fighting shape. Any questions? I can't hear you. That's better. Much better. Slaughter bot style training starts at 0600. Now move out, maggots. Move. Yo, Joe!
Good morning, maggots, and welcome to the Slaughterhouse. Today we are taking a look at the Transformers and GI Joe crossover, Sergeant Slaughter. A modern interpretation of the vintage O-ring design, Sarge is decked out in his familiar, iconic, signature look from the 80s. From the combat fatigues to the black tank top, this is unquestionably the GI Joe's resident drill instructor. Sarge stands as an opposing force that whips new recruits into shape and sends Cobra on the run. This figure ticks all the boxes you'd expect when it comes to the Sergeant Slaughter gimmick. He has his campaign cover in brown with the gold chevron on the front, his iconic aviators in dynamic silver, the gold whistle around his neck to ensure all Joes are at attention, and a pair of black wristbands as a throwback to his wrestling days. His accessory is the return of the swagger stick, now with the strap hanging from the end, and gold tip to show you which end means business. Now, as this version of the Sarge comes with the triple T, you could be forgiven in thinking it's a straight recreation of the version 2 Sergeant Slaughter from 1986. But as you can see, the difference in color actually makes this version our first true representation of the GI Joe's cartoon Sergeant Slaughter.
My name is Sergeant Slaughter, special drill instructor for GI Joe.
His debut in the GI Joe miniseries Arise Serpentor Arise, and his inclusion in GI Joe the movie, makes this a worthy addition to our GI Joe collection without imitating exactly what has come before. And his tough love attitude perfectly matches his new tag team partner, the gruff veteran Cybertronian war hero, Cup.
I'll straighten you out yet.
And to walk us through Cup's transformation, my tag team partner is my good buddy, Heroic Nonsense.
Hey everyone, Heroic Nonsense here, honored to be doing a guest spot for my good buddy Zazel, who I have it on good authority is Sergeant Slaughter's #1 marauder, on none other than the very cool recently released Autobot Cup Triple T GI Joe and Transformers crossover figure. I'll be running you through the transformation from Triple T to Bot with a few helpful hints and have one or two very quick bonuses at the end, so let's jump right into it. And here they are, the Triple T Cup Sergeant Slaughter Leatherneck team. Let's just remove the Joes first. We'll take off Leatherneck. And of course we gotta get Sarge out for the moment. And now we can start transforming by first taking off the missiles on each side, which we can attach later. And taking off these side mounted lasers, which will actually become Cup's handheld lasers. And we'll just put those aside for now too. Alright. Now let's start transforming this beast. First we'll take down the first part of this track, pushing down each side. And then we'll push back the controls that Sergeant Slaughter uses and pull apart the legs to loosen everything just a bit so we can start transforming the rest of him. We're going to pull apart the tank treads right basically in the middle. You can see it's all coming apart now. And we'll start with the legs by just rotating each one down 90 degrees, like so. And just push these two little parts in. And then we just unfold the legs exactly like that. And we'll just unfold the feet. otherwise he won't stand up. Alright. That's pretty much it for the legs. So let's move on to his chest by folding in these two tabs. And then doing my favorite part, which is just flipping around this part of his chest. And we'll leave that for later. And now we can move on to the back. So this part gets a little bit trickier, but not by much. So we're gonna pull this midsection apart. And we're gonna just turn everything over. You can see the arms tab right into the back of the tracks here. And then we're just gonna pull these away. This is the part that gets a little tricky, but I'll walk you through it, no problem. So we'll just leave it aside for the moment. And now we're gonna lift up the arms, like so. And we're gonna leave them a little bit loose for the moment. We're gonna tab them in later. And now we're just going to push the back section and the midsection together, and you're going to see these two slots and tabs that fit perfectly into each other with a nice click. And now you can just push these shoulders of Cup into the top here. They click in nice and tight as well. And then we're going to take this front section of the triple T. I'll just move the legs out of the way. And this takes a little bit of finessing, but once you get it in the right spot, it tabs right in and forms a nice looking chest for Cup. Just fold the arms down, open up the hands, do it for each side. And one last part. So this is the part that can get a little tricky. You have to now spin this entirety around basically 360 degrees. And now there's a little tab, you just push the whole thing up. And I'll do the same here. I'll show you. You see, you don't spin it with that front part, you spin it from the back 360 degrees. It kind of pushes the whole track a little bit out. So you can then flip it up, get it out of the way of the arms. These guys closed up again, so if they do while you're transforming it, you can just reopen them. And now the bot is transformed. We're just going to put in the side-mounted lasers of the triple T right into Cup's hands. Obviously these aren't the official lasers of the original Transformers toy, but they do quite well, and then you can take these missiles and tab them in the back here. What an awesome crossover figure to the ever-growing ranks of the GI Joe and Cobra Transformers teams that just keep getting better and better. As promised, my first bonus, a quick comparison to some of the recent releases of Cup in the Transformers line, specifically Buzzworthy Bumblebee Cup, which is based off of Studio Series 86 Cup, and Titan Returns Headmaster Cup, to give you a little taste of how these guys all look next to each other. The real similarities are in the heads of these bots, especially as between Triple T Cup and Studio Series 86 Cup, who reproduced the original character's cartoon sculpt the best. As for the vehicle mode, I can see why they chose the Triple T as a great stand-in for Cup's original Transformers futuristic pickup mode, given that both are very unique, atypical designs and share that slope front that really ties these two vehicles together. Of course, both characters are fairly rough and gruff, so that totally works as well. As for my second quick bonus, the 4 crossover releases to date that really do look incredible next to each other. Now that the ranks are growing, I think I may actually have to switch to my GI Joe classified background to make these spotlights, since they really don't fit in a smaller confined space anymore at this size and number. Hope you all enjoyed this quick interlude, see you all next time, and remember, it's all such heroic nonsense in the end. Unless it's Zazel's Clubhouse we're talking about. Yo Joe!
The original Triple T stickers are still present on Cup, now thankfully printed on. And while the engine cover is no longer removable, that's not to say Cup doesn't have some nifty play features of his own. The weapons can store on the rear grille, and the grille opens to reveal a computer console and platform. A perfect way to contact the GI Joe HQ, send an incoming transmission to Teletran 1, or catch the latest episode of the Slaughterhouse Wrestling Championship. This version of the Sarge comes packaged on card, with the artwork mimicking his modern era 25th anniversary style figure. The file card is multilingual, and while it lacks the detail of a traditional GI Joe file card, it certainly gets the message across. The box beautifully incorporates both the Transformers and GI Joe style, with a great homage to Cup's original box art, as well as a callback to the original Triple T artwork that now has Leatherneck on foot and engaging the enemy. As for Leatherneck, I think this is a fantastic recreation of our second favourite mustached Marine. And as this was a personal favourite of mine as a child, it's nice to know the uncouth drill sergeant is back in action.
And knowing is half the battle.
So, that's my look at the newest O-Ring Sergeant Slaughter, a new yet familiar addition to my Sergeant Slaughter collection, and a worthy inclusion into the Slaughter Corps, who so far might just be the most perfect representation of the cartoon character.
That's right, perfect!
I want to genuinely thank my childhood hero Sergeant Slaughter for the epic opening promo, and my good buddy Heroic Nonsense for his amazing contribution to this video. Links are in the description, and a special thank you, my mate Nate sent me just the motivation I needed.
Tin Hood! At ease, maggot. I'm Sarge.
And I'm Smaller Sarge. And I'm Teeny Sarge.
We've heard you're planning to do your voiceover tonight.
So we've banded together to offer you our support. Because if you don't get it done, I'm gonna make you do sit-ups until you blow chunks.
I thought we said we were gonna be nice to him today.
I didn't agree to that.
Okay. Well, I for one think you've got this, soldier.
That's right, Private. You've got guts. You've got determination. You've got this. Now get to work before I pull your eyeballs out through your nostrils.
Hey, knock it off.
Yeah, why don't you make me, you big lug?
Oh, I'm about to.
Bring it on, little man. Enough! Please, just get to work, Zazel. I don't know how much more of these two I can stand.
Shut up! Enough talk. Time for you to get motivated and get busy. Back to work, maggot. And that's an order. Yo, Joe!
And thanks again, Nate, for creating the music for this review. Anyway, that's all from me. Have a great evening. You're dismissed. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment down below.
That's an order.